Hi everybody, it's Katrina with Katrina's Garden Homestead. I am going to be working on a few other things today for the pantry challenge, and I'm going to take you along with me for some of them. So let's get started. Alright, so I have been in here working today, just streamlining to see what we actually have. And as you can see, the pantry is definitely looking much better. Alright, I have gotten as far as these two shelves, and I've done some things up here as well, but I'm going to be working down here on these shelves. Alright, and then some of the things I did put my noodles in my Azure Standard jars. That was why I bought these jars, specifically to put my noodles in. Now, let me show you this jar. This is one of my favorite jars, and as you can see, we have automatic lights in here. We just have to keep them charged. Alright, so this jar, these jars right here, I got these jars for free off Temu, and I ended up with, I believe, 6 or 9 of them. See, there's 3 there. 4. I think I have 9 of these jars, and I love them. One of them I keep to drink out of because I like to have lots of water by me. But these are excellent jars if you need some storage. I put croutons in these. I have some of my grits in those, as well as oatmeal. And that is what I keep in those jars. The Azure Standard here, I have my egg noodles, and we have elbow noodles. Alright, I've organized some of the packets that were out. All of those tortillas and everything I had out on this shelf, I have put down here in the overflow buckets, because they don't need to be out. Too much to be out. With these Azure Standard jars, I just use my airtight sealer. You can use the wide mouth on these size jars, and it will seal them up. So these jars have been sealed. They've been airtight sealed. Alright, so kind of woke up hungry this morning, and remember, my mother made me some turkey salad because I got lots of frozen turkey from the holidays, and she thawed some out, made some turkey salad. And while I was cleaning the pantry, I found these buns, and there is nothing wrong with them, so I want to use them before they go bad. I am going to have some turkey salad sandwiches for breakfast this morning. I'll probably just have 1 or 2 of them with some coffee, and that is how I'm going to start my day. Alright, so y'all stay tuned for more. This is going to be a great day. So I'm going to can up chicken broth. I've got the jars going in the dishwasher right now, so that's what I'm waiting on to can up my chicken broth. However, in the meantime, I decided to make a little bit of lunch for everybody. And if you remember, I have the refrigerator that has all these canned goods, and this is just the top of it, and there's the bottom. So I said, okay, let's see what we can make. So I had jarred up all my egg noodles, and I had a little bit left over in a bag, and I said, okay, I'm going to make a soup for lunch since the temperatures are dropping and it is getting really cold. So I did take the extra bag of the leftover egg noodles that I had that wouldn't fit in the jar. I also had a can of, or a jar of broth that I had previously made that was still in the refrigerator. So I said, well, let's make a soup. So I put the broth in a pan, and I put the noodles in there with it and brought that to a boil. I had mushrooms that were in the bottom of the refrigerator that were getting ready to go bad, so I chopped mushrooms up and put those in there as well, and I put a good hearty amount of those mushrooms in there. And then the leftovers I put in this freezer bag, and I'm going to freeze those so they don't go bad. And then I also included a can of spinach with this. I put into the soup. I added some heavy cream to it, And we came out with a spinach mushroom soup, and it was delicious. Another hit with the family. And that is what the soup looks like. This is all that is left. I made a big pot of it, and this mug right here is all that's left of it. And it is really good. Tastes wonderful. So I'm gonna leave this for one of the kiddos that's at work, or my grandson when he gets up. So that is what I have been up to today, aside from, I'll put these back in the freezer, getting that pantry in order. And I'm going to give you a look-see of what the pantry is actually looking like right now, because I worked on this pantry today just to make sure I wasn't missing anything that we could use, and getting everything put up and where it should be. Turn some lights on in here. All right, so let me switch you around. I don't know if you can see, but well, maybe if I back up a little bit. I did get to the shelves there. I had paper plates up there that we need. That's my teas there. This shelf, I have gotten all my baking goods on there, my sugars, other things that we bake with, oatmeal, grits, rice, flours, peanut butter, and everything is all on this shelf. Down here I have my flours and cooking oils and some extra lemons. I have my pastas here. I also have breadcrumbs back there. These are desserts. They are more cookies and cakes. And then I have some bread and rice-a-roni here, stovetop there. All of my milk, my shelf-stable milk is there. And then I have extra Ziploc bags and stuff, but we have breakfast items here, more oats. I have nuts all jarred up. We have sunflowers, more oil down there. Cereals that are in the airtight containers. So that is what... So this is looking a whole lot better than it did, y'all. So those are some of the preservation and organization things I've been doing today, as well as in some meal planning and things like that, just like the turkey sandwich sliders from the bread that was in the pantry that I didn't want to go bad. So we have had those today. We have had some homemade soup. That is one of my own recipes. That is not something I got out of a book, but it is delicious. You can add things like sausage to that soup, or bacon, whatever you want to add. And it will definitely enhance the flavor and be a more meaty soup. This was a veggie soup. There was no meat in it. And the mushrooms and the noodles were enough to make it hearty enough for everybody. On this nice cold winter day. It is cold outside. We do not have any snow or ice or anything down here, but we definitely got some wind whipping and knocking that temperature down with the decreased chill factor. So I was trying to put some gas in the car today, and that wind kicked my behind. But other than that, I will be back this evening to show you what I was able to come up with for dinner. And again, this is going to be some things in the refrigerator that need to get eaten up. So I am leaning towards a Mexican type dinner tonight, because I do have a couple of jars of salsa in the refrigerator that I want to get used up. And I have a couple of bags of chips that I found in the pantry. Well, they weren't lost, but that I got out of the pantry that need to get used up as well before they go bad. All right, so I will tune back in this evening when I get all my canning jars together and everything, and get those canned And then we'll check back in with dinner tonight. You guys be blessed and happy harvesting.